Hey there, good morning guys. Welcome back to the channel. It's Jimmy Trades here for your Friday pre-market analysis. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you've had a good week. Hope you saw in the new year nicely, and we're excited to get back to business. Have any of you traded this week? Let me know in the comments, or if you're waiting till next week, let me know what you're up to. We'll share a trade I took yesterday. I'll have a look at that with you guys. Also, I believe, and I did research this, that the market is closed Monday due to respecting the markets traditionally respect the passing of a previous president by remembering them and closing the markets as a sign of respect. So I believe the market is closed Monday, so there'll be no trading Monday. All right, let's move over to the calendar. And please remember, guys, to sub to the channel, give the video a like, leave your comments, and turn on the notification bell. We have 10 a.m. news today, ISM Manufacturing, PMI. So you might want to consider waiting until after news drops to look for a position. Market opens at 9:30, 9 a.m. for commodities. So just bear that in mind as we move into today's session. All right, let's head over to the charts. And now the Apex sale is finished, guys. That 90% off has ended for now, but you still can get 50% off using code Jimmy. You can always get 50% off using code Jimmy. So you can still load up on some evals at a reasonably good price. And my funded futures have the 40% off Starter Plus accounts for new users, 20% off Starter Plus accounts, 50K accounts they are, by the way, 50K accounts for existing users. So code Jimmy for my funded futures there as well will get you the discount. All right, let's have a look at the charts. So NQ, we did see price move lower here and price respecting the up close candles, and that's something I had noted in this video yesterday. We can see that did play out, and price reached lower for the swing low down here. So that had been our draw on liquidity this whole period, and price did in fact sweep the low here. We also have an SMT with ES. So NQ made a lower low, sweeping this low. ES did not. ES made a higher low. So we'll have a look at that when we get to ES, but just keep an eye out for that. There is an SMT at the lows here. So that gives us an idea that price might want to run higher today, particularly after multiple days of expansion lower. We can anticipate consolidation or a reversal. We may potentially see TGIF, or we come back into 50% or 20 to 30% of the range. Add where's the 50? So that would see price come back up. That's the 50% of the range. And we do have this failure swing here. So low resistance liquidity. So there is potential. Price may run up to this level. So using the most recent information, I'll be looking for price to run higher today for NQ. And if we drop to the hourly, we certainly haven't had as much expansion today as we did through yesterday. Where are we? So here's today's range compared to yesterday's range as we came into open. So quite a difference there. And this plays into the trade I took yesterday, which was actually a loss on NQ. So we haven't had anywhere near that sort of expansion today. It's definitely more in a range today, the hourly. Now what we did see yesterday was this was our change in the state of delivery, the level we were looking at to be respected. Price actually did find support there 3 times, you know. I mean, have a go at the wick here. It's quite a large buyer's wick, but then price eventually found its way through that level. So a couple of things here. One, looking at this level here for change in the state of delivery. So bullish change in the state of delivery. We have displacement, which is the key to the change in the state of delivery. We also have displacement here. At the moment, this is a breakaway gap. Price hasn't tapped back into that level. But we're watching price now. This level here, this opposing candle, will be wanting to see if price is going to continue higher. We obviously want to see the change in state of delivery respected, but we also want to see price move through this level here and push higher. We do have low resistance liquidity. Now, if I was running the standard deviations, go from, I don't like the wicks being so large, so I can use the bodies. We'll use the failure swing. Let's get rid of that. And we have, you know, the -2, 2.5. That aligns nicely with our failure swings here. And again, the -4 aligns with this low resistance liquidity here. So there is potential to see higher prices today. So I like the idea of being bullish on NQ. Now let's drop to the 5-minute. I'll quickly run through this trade that I took yesterday. I want to be fully transparent. It was a loss. Keeping this in mind. So this expansion, okay, was $370 odd points. Very large expansion. And I did have a bearish bias going into the session, but I took a long, and I'll show you why. So if we roll to this candle here, we'll drop to the 5-minute. And you watch this over here, okay? This is the hourly candles. And if you're wondering what indicator this is, it is ICT high time frame candles by Fardy. So I use this so I don't need to flip between charts all the time. And I'm looking at this hourly FEG here to be swept. This is part of my model. As we come lower, we see we have this breaker form here. But a few considerations here, and obviously it's great to see this in hindsight, but these are the things you need to be on top of while you're trading to help avoid losses. But we had obviously this large expansion. We'd already taken session highs, session lows were still open. It doesn't really make sense to be taking a long at the highs here. Okay. But as we move through, we get this reaction, and this is what I'm looking at here. I want to see a reaction out of a higher time frame point of interest, and we're getting that reaction here. We have a FVG aligned with the breaker. It's very tiny, but it is there. So I entered in, once this candle closed through, I put a limit order in, and I was just looking to grab the highs. And we'll see price immediately stop me out. So the things to note for me there, I'm just bringing up my journal. The price had already expanded 370 points. Price also respected the daily opposing candles, which I'd already pointed out and noted for myself and during yesterday's video. It was a continuation trade and not a reversal trade. I do prefer reversal trades. Session highs had already been taken while the session lows were mitigated. And there was also a bearish SMT with ES on the hourly time frame. And ES also had swept a high. So on ES, because they're correlated assets, this high on NQ was a failure swing. But on ES, it was a sweep of highs into an FVG. So much stronger idea for bearish reversal coming out of this candle and then expanding lower from there because of ES. All right. And if we do fast forward, you can see exactly what happened. So session lows were taken. Okay, but this is what we do. We review our trades. We want to see where we went wrong and how we can improve and come back stronger the next day. I only take one trade a day. If it's a loss, it is what it is. I'm not interested in compounding losses. And if it's a win, I'll take the win and bank my profits. And look, as time moves on in my trading career, that might change, but for now, that is my mindset and that is my rules. So I just wanted to share that trade loss with you so we can all be educated and learn from it. Let's jump over to ES now on the daily. We'll point out this SMT. So remember, looking at NQ, we had the SMT at the lows. You can see how ES is a failure swing. ES also took the previous day high. This will be an area of interest. I like that, we're currently still in the range of the previous day's candle as well. And price, although price didn't sweep the low here, we know NQ did. We have an SMT. We've had multiple days of expansion lower. So I'll be looking for price to consolidate or reverse, therefore running with a bullish bias. And if we move to the hourly, we would have a change in state of delivery here. We don't have displacement in this leg, but we do have displacement here. I prefer it to be from the candle that forms the change in state of delivery, but we do have displacement here, and we've inverted this gap as well. So similar story, we want to see price respect this change in the state of delivery, make sure we push through this candle open, this opposing candle open here, and this red line is the daily opposing candles, and see if we can get a run higher. Jumping over to oil, go to the daily. So I still do like the idea of oil running higher. We do have this imbalance that still needs to be filled. We've had our bias correct over the last few days, but again, we have had multiple days of expansion. We are starting to get that momentum higher. We've had a strong close beyond the swing high here as well with displacement, and this is the key. We've got multiple levels of displacement here in this leg as we move higher. Current candle is still inside the previous day's range, so what I'd be looking for here is if price is going to continue to move higher, then we respect the 50% level of the previous day range and move into this level here. Now, if we run our standard deviations from this manipulation leg here, and I'm using that because we did come down into a bullish FEG, we can see that our -2 to 2.5 does align with this level and this high to the left as well. Okay, so I'm still liking the idea of price moving higher for oil. And if we have a look at the hourly, we can see we've tested this level. We are rolling over a little bit here. I'm looking at this level for a change in the state of delivery. You can see as well, this happens quite regularly. We do have displacement. Okay, so we have a breakaway gap, another FEG here. Price has come up and respected these opposing candles. If we mark out the range of those candles, you can also see that price respected the 50% level of that. So this is an interesting position we see on oil for our structure. At the moment, price is still finding support at key levels. So we're bouncing straight off the 50% level of yesterday's range. So for me, that's a point of interest, a key level. And you can see we're still pushing out of PD arrays, bullish PD arrays. Now, if price is going to move higher, we need to disrespect this level. We need to push through there and continue on our merry way. And that has the potential to then also form a bullish breaker here on the daily. On the hourly. Okay, so we'll be keeping an eye on this level. That's our level of interest. Alternatively, price might come back up to this level, respecting that level, and moving on lower. Okay, moving over to Euro futures. So this FEG, and let me know in the comments what you think. Is this FEG relevant? Okay, this FEG is all the way back. It's a daily FEG back from November 22. Okay, I'm interested to get your thoughts on that. Do you think that that is relevant? Would you still consider it, or do we just remove it from the chart? It's not there, and we're just looking at the very most recent information, sweeping the lows, displacing lower, and we just look for price to continue to move lower here, if that is the case, because we have a bearish breaker here. We have a sweep into this bearish FEG, also sweeping the high, and prices displaced lower. We have this gap here. The other thing looking at is at open, we have no wick to the downside. So that for me is a strong draw. That's the first thing to note from this current candle. So with that said, I would be looking for previous day low as my first draw on liquidity. And we'll keep an eye on the 50% level of the previous day's range. I mean, look at that. Again, we have bounced right off of that level. Okay, let's have a look at gold. Daily. But we have a close above the opposing candles here. We have a bearish FEG above price. We do have a failure swing, but this structure here looks to me like we're moving higher. So if price, as we have swept the previous day high already, continues lower here, then we want to see price respecting 50% level of the previous day range, which will also be off of this opposing candle. So I'll be looking for price, if it does run lower, to respect here and then continue to move higher. So bullish for gold. Having a look at Dixie now. Wow, look at that. We nailed the Dixie bias, guys. Absolutely nailed it. We've been targeting this level since before Christmas, when we came out of this bullish unicorn here, it's daily unicorn. We absolutely nailed this bias. Again, a similar thing to 6E, our nearest information is all the way over here. November 22, once again. Do we acknowledge this? Do we ignore it? Let me know what you reckon. For now, I'm going to say we should ignore it. After speaking to a buddy of mine today, he thinks that I should be ignoring when it's so far in the past. But I would really love to get your feedback. So we're at the -2 to 2.5. What can we expect at this level? Well, we can expect consolidation or retracement. If we do continue to move higher and we close beyond the -2.5, then the -4 becomes our draw. So looking at the previous day's range, this will be our area of interest. We're going to want to see price respect this level and continue higher, or we may just see some consolidation for a couple of days. So I'm going to remain bullish for Dixie. RTY, let's have a quick look at RTY on the daily. A little bit choppy here. We are still moving from this bearish point of interest. That's our most recent information. We haven't swept another low. So looking for price to continue lower here. And you can see how price is respected. Once price closed beyond this opposing candle, our price has respected that level as well. What I like about that as well is that we came out of this bearish FEG. So bearish for RTY. Let's jump over to GBP. Here we go, we got April 24 inside a bullish FEG, which has been disrespected. We have closed through that level. Same story. Is this relevant? All right, I'd really like to get your feedback on that. If not, then really we've had a very strong closure through this level. Monday high of the week, so we could see a retracement back into 50% of the range. But for now, I will remain bearish, looking at the previous day's candle and seeing if price reacts from this level. Having a quick look at Bitcoin. So we got a nice move higher. And sure enough, price reacting out of this bearish FEG. Now, if price is going to continue to hold at this level and push higher, then we want to see this 50% level held. I mean, price can even wick down to this opposing candle level here and test that before continuing higher. Otherwise, we're possibly looking for this low to be taken. But I think the likely scenario really is if we do continue lower, we will respect this opposing candles and move on higher. All right, guys, let's end the video there today. Thank you again for tuning in. Just a reminder to sub to the channel. We are getting new subs every day, which is amazing. So I appreciate you guys doing your bit to help out, sharing the channel far and wide. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Let's keep growing. Remember to grab those My Funded Futures evals while they're on special, those Starter Plus, using code Jimmy. And again, remember, you can comment on the videos and I will definitely get back to you. I appreciate the engagement, and it helps the algorithm as well to push the channel out to potential new subscribers. So let's keep building the community, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for a great week, and we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Bye for now.